I thought they were excellent right through. We knew coming into this game that we were going to be 10 or 12 games behind Hibs fitness-wise. They've had, whatever it is, 15 league games or something, cup games, and we've had 2 league games to come into it. So to put on that kind of performance and that work rate and go through not just the full game but into extra time as well, and one at the end was brilliant. I'm so happy. Dressing room's absolutely flying at the moment, but back down to earth next week when we go to get Inverness.
What does this win mean to you? It's been a game that's been in your sight since you came back to this club. What does it mean to
It's massive for everyone. Like the club has been hit and hit and hit again for the last probably 9 months. The players, the staff, the fans, most importantly, and this is putting a smile on the fans' face now. Hopefully we can come together again, because I think it's been a difficult period. But we're all fighting for each other. You see that with the players in the dressing room, the staff, everyone at the club is together, the fans are together now, and it's about fighting back to get where we belong. And we belong in the Scottish Cup finals, and we've managed to get there.
There's some tragic news that broke today about Marius Eliakis. Is he in your thoughts during the game today? And it's supposed to be fitting that
yeah.
Hibs here on the day that he passed away.
I found out just about a minute before the players went out, but we didn't speak to the players about it. We just left it. They know now. I knew Marius personally, for a number of years, and it's devastating for everyone at the club. Devastating because he was a big part of the club, but a huge part of the history. The captain of the 5-1 game against Hibs here. So, hopefully we can give a slight bit of comfort to the family to say that this game's for him as well, because he's had a difficult period recently with his motor neuron disease, and we're all thinking about his family at this moment.
In terms of your performance against a Premiership side, how much more do you know about your team now and the level that they're at?
Look, we're getting fitter every week. We're getting stronger every week. I know it's an old cliche, but we are. This is our 6th game into the season with 3 Betfred, 2 league games, 1 massive game here as well. So I think there's more to come from the team. I think we're coming together as well. When I first came in, I spoke about unity and being together and using the hurt that everyone's had, the players, the staff, the fans over the last year probably, to fuel us for this season. And to a man, they've bought into it and they're doing it. And the dressing room there after the game is probably the best dressing room I've been in ever. The boys were jumping about, singing and dancing. It's a great atmosphere now at the club. It's about moving forward.
I guess you're going to get fed up talking about how good Craig Gordon is, but once again, how good he was.
He's a top keeper. See, to be honest, when the ball goes into the box, I just don't think MD's going to score. I'll be honest with you, because his reaction saves are unbelievable. We see it every day in training. His presence at the back and how he talks to the team and organises. If I was a centre-half player, he's the best guy you could have in the world behind you, because he'll talk to you, organise, he's going to be secure. So he's been great for us, and he's desperate to get back into the Scotland squad to try and get to the Euros if we qualify. And I think he's definitely given Steve a few questions to ask, because after the last couple of performances he's had, it's on TV, it's great for him, because in my opinion there's nobody better out there than Craig.
I guess it's not just about getting to the final, Robbie, it's about winning, isn't it?
Aye, definitely, so we'll see how the game goes tomorrow, but it's first and foremost it was beating Hibs here, and now we go back to the league campaign, and then we're back here kind of end of December.
Robbie, do you agree with all the penalty decisions in extra time?
But honestly, I spoke out there, I haven't seen them at the time. I didn't think either of them were penalties. That's me just seeing it live. I haven't seen it. I don't know, but at the end of the day, it's difficult for the referee. It's slippery. It's 100 mile an hour. There's loads of fouls. People looking for contact. It's one of those things. We thankfully, although Craig didn't save it, I think his presence in goal causes the miss. The boy's got to go wider on it because of the size and his stature. And then we got Boyce, who's got a wee bit of experience in the last couple of weeks about taking big penalties in big games with the Northern Ireland qualifier. So I was kind of confident that Craigie would get something on it and would save it. And then when Boyce stepped up, more than confident he's going to score. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Hey guys, okay?
Obvious disappointment, Jack. What was your overall thoughts about the game?
I think that was quite often in football matches there are fine margins that determine games, and for us we unfortunately came out on the wrong side of those fine margins today. I don't think I can sit here and be critical of my players in terms of, one, what they put into the game, and two, large elements of their performance wasn't perfect, but there was a lot of good things about it. And those fine margins, as I said, we came out on the wrong side of tonight.
Of course, you had the chance to go ahead with the Kevin Nisbet penalty.
Yeah, it's that's the clearest example of fine margins, because how quickly the two penalties are awarded, and obviously we miss ours and they score theirs. So that in a nutshell was probably the difference today, tonight. Sorry. So I have a group right now that hurts. It's hurting. It's sore. But the reaction and the response will be the key thing now for us.
Do you think the penalty decisions are the right decisions?
I really haven't looked at any of them closely, to be honest, with those two, and then plus I think the one towards the end of normal time for us. But in truth, it doesn't really matter now. It's irrelevant. I wouldn't sit here and use them in any way to deflect away from us losing the match, because it's sore. And there's nothing, if I disagree or agree with him, there's nothing to affect him either way.
I know that's so soon after the match, but is it the sort of thing that can be turned around? The pain that they'll be feeling to fire them up to motivate them for the rest of the season.
Well, I think in truth, not just in football, but if you broaden it out to life in general, it's not always fair. And there's times where you get knocks or you get things that hurt, and you have two choices in that respect. You either fold or you dust yourself down and go again. And we work in an industry where the highs and lows are frequent, and for us as a group, we've got that choice right now. And I've been there. I've been on the sore side of it before. I've been on the good side of it. I've been on the sore side. And when you're on the sore side, you do think for a split second, "Wow, do I want that again?" But the truth is, you do, because you want to get in a position where you can achieve success. You can either, you can tread water and bob around the middle when you're not in positions like this where it hurts. But we want to be back in these types of matches, and we've got opportunities in 2 cup competitions this season, and we've got a league campaign that to date has been very good. So we've got a lot to focus on, but we'll allow the players 24 hours, 36 hours to come to terms with that disappointment, and then we have to go again. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
This is different, isn't it?
Craig Robbie just described that's one of the best dressing rooms he's ever been in. What was the atmosphere like after that one?
I missed it. I was doing all the TV at the side of the pitch, so I missed everything. Everybody said it was brilliant, but by the time I got there, it settled down. So I never seen what it was like. But yeah, according to the boys, it was a very happy place.
Had some big moments at Hampden with Hearts, with Celtic as well. Where does this one rank?
Yeah, right up there. I think it's been such a big build-up for us, coming back to pre-season early, everything that's going on with being relegated and the season starting later. This was our focus, to get back here, to put on a show and try and win the match. And that is something that we've talked about. It's been a focus for a number of weeks, and we've come here and carried out the plan and managed to get the win.
There's a lot of emotion amongst the Hearts support today, not just with the result, but with the news about Maria Saliukis. When did you find out, and what's your thoughts about it?
Yeah, we just found out sort of earlier this afternoon, and yeah, fantastic teammate. Played with him on quite a few occasions, and such a great defender, captain here as well. He was a real leader. Yeah, so it's very sad news. Hopefully, today there's this result for him to pay respects to him, because he was fantastic here. When Hearts won the cup the last time, he was here. So yeah, it's a sad day for that, and we at least we went out there and got the result. I'm sure he'd be very proud.
Craig, was that the perfect kind of performance to say to Steve Clarke that you still can play at the top level? You're available for Scotland?
Yeah, I'm available. I'll just keep playing and doing the best I can. I'll always be available as long as I'm still a professional footballer. I'll still be available, and yeah, that's all I can do. So yeah, I answer this question so often now, but yeah, it's up to him. I'm ready. I'm available if he wants to select me. If not, I'll just keep working away and doing the best I can for Hearts.
Can a result like that spur you on in the league and cup competitions again this season?
Yeah, that's a great statement for everybody at the club to come here and win against a team that's flying high in the Premier League at the moment. We weren't favourites going into the game, but we knew if we stayed in the game we'd have a chance, and we've done that. It was scrappy at times. There was chances at both ends, and we've managed to come out on top. So that was, I say, it was a huge focus for us. But now we have to get back to league duty and put a run of results together that gets up that league and gets to the top and trying to get that promotion.
Craig, that save from Nisbet in the first half has obviously been key to the final score. What happened today? What do you remember? What can you remember from that moment?
Yeah, I remember the ball coming in. I knew it was a good one. It was right in the middle of the six, and he's got a good connection on it. It was so sharp. I don't really know how I managed to keep it out. If I'm being totally honest, I managed to go the right way and get a good solid hand on it, and took all the pace out of it, and it just managed to spin by the post. Craig Halkett came in and managed to complete the clearance. But yeah, it's one that I'll cherish. It's one that I'll remember fondly for a while yet, because it contributes to the result. You make a good save and get beat. It doesn't mean as much. So the fact that we've gone on and won the game means it was a pretty special one.
When you're facing down Kevin Nisbet from 12 yards, did you ever feel that you might not get past you?
No, I've watched him take so many penalties. He's really accurate. He's a very good penalty taker. He does not miss many at all. So it was a bit of a guess to go to my left. And thankfully for us, it was just too high. I wasn't that close to it. All I did was I went the right way, and perhaps that maybe put a little bit more pressure on. But yeah, it was just a little bit too high. It wasn't too much to do with me. All right.
Thanks, Craig.
Cheers.
After such a tight game to come out on the wrong side of it, how are you feeling?
Obviously bitterly disappointed. Put a lot into the game. Had big moments in the game that never went our way. So I just obviously disappointed, but obviously need to pull ourselves together, get back to our league form, which has been great so far this season. So we can't let this result affect that. So we need to move on and also be sore for a couple of days, but then move on and put it to the back of our minds, because we've got a big league campaign coming up.
Did you feel that the missed penalty created a shift in momentum, and maybe put a bit more wind in Hearts' sails?
Maybe it's always such a crucial time. It probably does kind of knock the stuffing out of you for a couple of minutes. You just have to refocus, and it's all about communication. Then you kind of keep everyone focused. But no doubt it kind of gave Hearts a bit more on their legs for that few minutes afterwards. So obviously disappointed, but that's the way football goes at times. You've got to take the disappointment on the chin and move on.
What would you say about Kevin Nisbet's character and how he'll go forward from this?
He'll be fine. We'll all look after him. The management staff will look after him. He's disappointed. Obviously he's disappointed, but he's a big character, and playing the position he does and having the responsibility of taking penalties anyway, then he knows what comes with it, and he's big enough and strong enough to take it, no problem.
As a defender, do you think the penalty against you was harsh?
I've not seen it again. I think it's difficult for Paul McGinn, having speaking to him after the game. He says he's not put in a challenge at all. He's not attempted. The referee, I think, told him that he never won the ball, and I think he agreed with that because he never tried to win the ball. So it's a difficult one, but obviously the Hearts players went down in the box, and it gives the referee a decision to make. And as I said, I'm not saying it again, but obviously disappointed that that's the one that's cost us.
When you go through a disappointment like this, how do you turn it into something that can be positive? How do you maybe use it to fuel you going forward for the rest of this campaign?
I don't think we will be for a few days anyway. Even when we come back into training, there'll be a few days probably where boys are a bit sore physically and mentally as well. So it's normal. We all care. We're all desperate to win, and it's not happened today. So it might take a bit of going again, but come the next fixture, we'll be ready to go. There's no doubt about that.
Thanks, Paul.
All right. Could not even think we were playing it.